So in this particular vehicle, this is the factory Ford 4-inch. This is in the F-150 and a variety of Ford vehicles from about, in some cases, 14.5 on. So we want to make sure whenever we're working with plastic that we used soft pry tools here. Not that we're really going to be prying anything, it's just we don't want to mar surface. So these are available at your local auto supply store or interior shop. We're just going to use this here to kind of get underneath this mat. We're going to pick it up and we're going to remove this. Now what you're going to find is you're going to find two 7mm bolts here and here. We're going to remove those, and then this panel just lifts off. You can use your soft pry, kind of pick it up and go in underneath and pull right up. This right here may have a clip at the bottom here, or it may actually have a rain sensor or other sensor. Go ahead and there should be a retainer clip that you push down on and you can remove this. Once you have the upward cover pulled off, there's two other 7mm here and here on the top of this fascia. We're going to go ahead and remove those. All we're trying to do is access the back of this screen. You can actually get to it from here. We're just going to kind of pull this out for you to see a little bit. So you're going to pull gently forward on the panel to release the clips. Okay, you can turn, and what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and remove all of these clips at the back and set it aside, because we need to get to the back of this monitor right here. Now we're going to route these cables behind and upwards. That way the interface is accessible, because you're going to have to access this for wiring later on. And at this point you can go ahead and you can reassemble the 7mm screws. Okay, stop. So we're going to go ahead now, since all those are installed, we're going to go ahead and place it in place, give it a firm push to seat it. Before we go ahead and run the rear view camera, we want to make sure that the interface is properly programming the radio. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just plug in the interface here, make sure it's fully seated. Again, keeping everything above and above the dashboard. So the radio is fully booted now. Our interface is active. Now we're going to go ahead and test to see if this programmed the radio. So we're going to go ahead and put the car in reverse. When you see the sign saying rear view camera unavailable, that tells you that it has programmed it. You'll see rear view camera is now active and on the screen. You switch back to park, it goes right back to the factory image. Again, reverse, back to park, right back to the factory image, exactly like stock. So now that we've installed the rear camera and the interface, there's usually an area right down here in the vents. We want to use some double-sided tape or some Velcro here. We're going to apply it to the back of the interface, and we're going to put it inside the vent here, right on the top. It's a really good spot. It's accessible if you ever need it, and it's not going to rattle around. No one likes things rattling in their dash, so make sure that you're mounting this thing with a double-sided tape or a Velcro. And that's it. That's the installation.